Hey everybody, I have here on me the Doogee S95 series. So this is a rugged phone from Doogee, a Shenzhen-based smartphone maker. Now I don't know much about this phone, like I don't know about the specs or what's the special feature about this, so I'm going into this unboxing dark. So I'll be kind of seeing things for the first time right now as you're watching this video. Oh, so this is also another modular smartphone. The packaging is pretty nice, you gotta give it to Doogee. So you have here a SIM ejector tool and some papers, charging brick, USB-C cable, and we have the phone right here. So there seems to be a case on it. No, there's no case on it, this is the rug part of the back. And you see the square camera module, so this is obviously inspired by the Huawei Mate 20, and then you have these pogo pins right here. So let's put the phone aside first. Let's check out. Oh, so this is a speaker. So it's like the JBL speaker attachment for the Moto whatever smartphone from a few years ago. And then what is this? This is an extra battery, so capacity 3850. So this is relatively modest in terms of modular parts, because if you remember, I tested a Doogee phone about like 6-7 months ago. That one had like a night vision camera and like antenna for like radio, all that. Now I'm not sure if those modular parts will work on this phone. I'll check. I highly doubt it because the camera module is completely different. So just holding the phone, this seems like a pretty standard rugged phone, although I do believe this is a 48 megapixel camera. This is like the only feature of the phone that I knew of coming into the phone. So you see the bumpers has these grooves right on top, so this kind of offers a little bit of protection against the screen when you have the phone face down like this. A little bit of a raised groove. Anyway, I'm gonna set up the phone, put it to the test, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back with the Doogee S95 series. So I played with this phone for the last 2 hours, and it is a pretty standard Doogee device in that everything works and everything is good enough, but definitely, you know, it's gonna fall short to an actual like bigger brand phones. Like if you have a Xiaomi or an Oppo, it's gonna have, you know, a little bit better camera and a little bit cleaner software, all of that, but overall this phone's not bad. So this screen is 6.6 inches. It's an LCD panel, but colors are pretty accurate and outdoor visibility is good too. So max brightness here, it's pretty decent even under the sun. And you see viewing angles of the display looks pretty good. There's not much color shifting, and again, all the colors look pretty sharp, pretty vibrant. It's a good looking panel. So you have a small water drop notch right here. This design's a little bit funky, to be honest. I mean, it's a rugged phone, but at the same time there's a water drop notch, and then there's a little bit of a sizable chin, and then on top of that there's a rubber bumper too. Now we know this phone's durable, it's gonna survive, you know, more than a few drops, but just overall this is a little bit funny to me. And to be honest, if you're making a rugged phone, you might as well just give us traditional bezels. I don't really want a notch on a rugged phone. The point of a notch is to maximize screen space so you have a device that looks a little bit more sleek. But since this is a rugged phone, there's no way this can be sleek anyway. Now around the back, this is rubber plastic, and it's overall the phone is not heavy, but this feels very, very sturdy. Like this is a very sturdy phone. So in terms of processor, the Doogee S95 is powered by a Helio P90 chipset with 8 gigs of RAM. So that's, you know, more than enough power to run just about any smartphone task, including playing a graphically intensive game right now. But ultimately it still does fall short of the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 or even 730G in processing power. But I think we'll see that in AI neural processing and in probably video stabilization, I'm gonna take a guess. And also maybe if you're trying to edit 4K videos. But otherwise, when you're doing stuff like going on Instagram, answering WhatsApp, playing games, should have no issues whatsoever. Man, get out of my way. A triple camera setup here with a 48 megapixel main sensor. This, I believe, is a Samsung sensor, so not the Sony IMX. The second camera, it's a depth sensor, and then there's a 8 megapixel wide angle camera. Now unfortunately the camera app needs a little bit of work. Like I said, when you buy a smaller Chinese brand phone, the software is always going to be a little bit janky. So it's a swipe heavy interface, which everything works fine, but this button here to change the zoom dial doesn't always work. Like you see, it takes multiple clicks, multiple taps for it to really register. But fortunately, there is another way to zoom in and out, and that is to just simply pinch in and out. So this way you can get to the wide angle camera, but you need to pinch. So you need 2 fingers on the screen. That means it's impossible to use with one hand. You need a second hand all the time. Now in terms of photo samples, I mean, they are solid for the most part. Like, to be honest, if you're used to buying budget phones from these smaller Chinese brands like Doogee, Oukitel, the camera here, it's going to be pretty good actually. You actually have a wide angle camera that gets the job done with not a lot of distortion, although dynamic range suffers a lot when you use the wide angle camera. But in terms of the main camera, 48 megapixel sensor, it takes pixel binned 12 megapixel shots. It looks okay. Colors are a little bit dull, but it is what it is really at this price point. Now video capabilities is not good compared to like the standards set by other Chinese brands like Realme or Oppo or Xiaomi. Like, I'm standing still here and you see the frame rate still a little bit choppy, and there's virtually no stabilization. I mean, not virtually, there's legit no stabilization at all. Like, I'm just standing still right now, and look at how jerky the footage is. But obviously the main reason to buy this phone is for the modular parts. So this phone has a 5000 mAh battery inside. On top of that, you have this extra modular 3850 mAh cell. So that means combined you have like close to 9000 mAh of battery life. But this is the more interesting modular part. This is a speaker. So you simply plug it on, and then you have to turn it on. That's a separate battery. So now you basically have a portable speaker that sounds a lot more full than a traditional smartphone speaker. So we'll do my usual test. This is max volume. It is loud. So max volume is really damn loud. We'll go, this is 50% right now. We'll go to 75. Yeah, this speaker is really good. And then you have this battery piece. There's not much to show. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just plug it on and immediately starts charging your phone. So you see right now my battery is already charging. So you have a notification light right here too. So yeah, that's about it for now for the Doogee S95. I'll put this phone to the test a little bit more later, but as of now, this is a pretty, like, this handset by itself is a pretty standard, almost generic rugged phone. But you add these two parts, then it makes it fun. Unfortunately, pricing is a little bit high in my opinion. Doogee says this whole set will sell for about 400, a little more than 400 US dollars. I think at this price is a little bit high. I think maybe for 300 bucks it's a better deal. For 400 bucks, I think it's a little bit of a tough sell. But you know, there are definitely people who are on the market for rugged phones with modular parts. Now, I do think just these two modular parts don't do enough. I would like to see the night vision camera and the other antenna walkie-talkie modular parts. Now, unfortunately, it's not included in the box, so that means those will cost extra. So we'll have to see. But I'll test this phone a little bit more, like run it through some more games and stuff. But overall, it's a pretty nice in-hand feel. Oh, forgot to mention, sorry, there's a fingerprint sensor on the side. It actually works pretty well. You know, pretty fast, pretty accurate. It's a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. And you have an extra button right here that triggers, you can set it to do SOS functions, like make an emergency call if you're stranded somewhere. And there's a SIM tray right here that also takes a TF card. So that's it for now. This is the Doogee S95. Thanks for watching.